It is a national film movement during 1944 to 1952, which characterized by stories set amongst the poor and the working class, due to the Great Depression that Italy suffered after Mussolini's dictatorship. Italian Neo-Realism films mostly contend with the difficult economic and moral conditions of post-World War II Italy, representing changes in the Italian psyche and conditions of everyday life, including poverty, oppression, injustice, and desperation. Its main key proponent was Vittorio De Sica with The Bicycle Thief. It is regarded as a masterpiece of Italian neorealism. The film follows the story of a poor father searching for his stolen bike. Without it, he would lose the job, which was to be the salvation of his young family. Also, other great examples are Luchino Visconti of La Terra Trema, tells of a fishing family, the Valastros, and attempts to escape poverty and exploitation. Although the film had moved into the realm of fiction, Visconti retained many documentary elements, including having his own entirely non-professional cast speaking their own dialect. Roberto Rossellini on Germany Year Zero. The film tells of Edmund, a 12-year-old boy having to prematurely shoulder adult responsibility in a devastated post-war Berlin. Vittorio De Sica on Umberto. The protagonist of Umberto D is an elderly former civil servant living on a marriage pension in a Roman boarding house with only his dog for company. With the fall of Mussolini's fascist regime in 1943 at the end of World War II, Italian directors, newly freed from fascist censorship, were able to merge a desire for cinematic realism with social, political, and economic themes that would have never been tolerated by the regime. Neorealist films often took a highly critical view of Italian society and focused attention upon glaring social problems, such as the effects of the resistance and the war, post-war poverty, and chronic unemployment. It rejected, in some instances, traditional dramatic and cinematic conventions associated with commercial cinema in both Rome and Hollywood. Almost all neorealists agreed that the happy ending they associated with Hollywood was to be avoided at all costs. They wanted to show what was going on in the streets and piazzas of Italy immediately after the war. Filmed with non-professional actors, shot on location mostly in rundown cities as well as rural area, and handheld cameras. Contemporary filmmakers such as Ken Loach and Shane Meadows have heavily borrowed Italian neorealism in their films. Two clear examples are Riff Raff and This Is England.
Hey!